And we're back with more Legend of Legaia. Citizen Strife here. We've just defeated Von Saryu, and Saryu, however we pronounce it, found out he was being controlled by what was known as a Sim Saru. So, we found a place called Dohati's Castle, which appears to be a mist generator of sorts. It's pretty big.
Yes.
So, let's go get to stabbing, or punching, or something. Knowing that Lee now has access to something known as miracle art should make it fun.
I should really turn the encounters back on, but
That's up to you. I mean,
I don't want to right now.
I don't blame you.
So many damn encounters I keep having to put up with.
Yeah. So yeah, this will be a sort of thing where it's under Lee's discretion. I'm not part of it, but you all know my aversion to random encounters. So I am wholeheartedly for this decision.
Jeez.
I mean, look at this. This is what Bravely Default taught us. You can turn off random encounters. Yay! All the randomizers in the world turn off random encounters by default because, yay, a lot of games now have buttons and items and fun things like Moogle Charms to say, hey, you know those random encounters that can be annoying to get to the next fucking room? Let's just turn those off. Because remember, if you want to have the encounters on, you can choose to have them. But we've taken a minute or 2 minutes to do what probably would have taken 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Seriously.
Yeah, just saying, especially for content purposes, it has its benefits.
I mean, after I'm done looking for treasure chests and stuff, I don't mind turning the encounters back on because
Yeah, that's
I
the
might have
Bravely
missed
Default
out
method.
on I might have missed out on a couple of Saru here and there.
Yeah, and again, that's a thing that we can choose to show off. It's for me, I've always maintained that this was a thing that if you're going to do random encounters, you should have the ability to toggle the not even just the holy water, hey, we're gonna turn, like Dragon Quest used to do, hey, just avoid them encounters for a little bit of time. That's an item. That's a expendable item. You're telling me that I have to keep casting a spell to do a thing that you could just put a toggle switch and say, I don't really want to do this. And then stuff like Chrono Trigger have on-field encounters, which you can potentially, you don't avoid all of them, right? But you can avoid which ones you want to do most of the time because you can choose to do it. And yeah, there's the whole idea of, well, it's cheapening out of the experience. No, it's not. I played Bravely Default 1 and 2 and enjoyed doing this. I'm looking for treasures. Ooh, speaking of which, something known as a War Soul.
Let's see what it does.
And
increases the attacking power of your arts.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And to me, a lot of my frustration comes from the fact that I've replayed a lot of these retro games a lot. If it's one time, okay, cool. I've lived through it. I know what the game is expecting of me. Sure, in a game like Final Fantasy I, if you had the chance to avoid random encounters, I would have done it a million times, but that wasn't the experience back then. But I think we've gotten used to, especially now, the convenience of saying, you know what? A lot of us are in our 20s or 30s, or we go to work, we do things, we're trying to enjoy games to have fun. You're neglecting the ability for us to choose what our experience wants to be. Again, a toggle switch is a toggle switch. A difficulty setting is a difficulty setting. So for me, I am totally fine if Leigh wants to just wants to nope out of this place. I remember a lot of Legend of Mana. There was a lot of backtracking in the original game, and their battle system wasn't great. So, especially in places like the jungle where you're in a puzzle room, you're like, I don't want to go here. I don't want to do a thing. So now I can take 20 minutes to do what would have taken me an hour. There's a lot to be said for that. And it's not even just because I was doing it for content purposes. It was, I'm saving 45 minutes of my day doing something I've already done in my life. Thanks, game. Because if you could beat the boss, then you've proven you didn't need to do all those fights in the first place. So, again, if Leigh has to end up fighting a bunch of battles to fight the boss, okay.
I mean, you see, I've pretty much already advanced to the end of the dungeon.
Yeah, that took, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you would know which Saru you'd want to get.
Like, Gala just learned Kamaro.
Yeah.
And nobody has found... No, I've not found Gola Gola yet, and I know that was one of them that I've missed.
Yeah,
so,
but now you can decide if you want to get it.
I can totally just take a second here and turn off the no encounters code if I want to.
So, again, I think it's... Sure, does it cut down the difficulty of managing resources? I think that's the main criticism most people have. It's like, oh, you just don't like managing resources. You're a bunch of bitches. I'm like, I'm saving 45 minutes, dude. Shut up.
See, look at that. I just ended up coming to the end of the dungeon.
Yeah, look at that. It took 7 minutes or something dumb. Like,
yeah, like literally 6.5 minutes to get through this dungeon without all the random encounters. So what I'm going to do, since I didn't want to defeat the boss this quickly, I'm going to reset and go back to where I just saved.
Yeah. Eat that. I am wholeheartedly of this plan. 6 minutes to get all the stuff, and then, hey, if you want to fight, you can fight. Because, again, as I've stated, there's every indication that Leigh may or may not be able to beat Dohati or whatever boss is in here. And if that happens, then it necessitates the ability, oh, I need to fight now. Okay. We won't know that until she gets into a fight.
I'm pretty sure I can kick this boss's ass pretty quickly.
Yeah, but 6 minutes to do what probably would have taken an hour.
I really want to have the chance to try to find Gola Gola.
Yeah, so let's do that. And it's also less intensive from a recording perspective too, because now you can do like all this level grinding and stuff, and then we can decide, okay, how long is this episode gonna take? It's running a bit long. Let's call it here and then do the boss fight next. Rather than, oh god, how long is it to the end of the dungeon? Now you know how long the dungeon is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, well, that saved a bunch of time. Because that was something we were... Yeah, that was something we were talking about earlier, too. I can go ahead and get these 2 chests here. Yeah, because that was something you were talking about was... Okay, some of these episodes may or may not need editing or may not know, and again, that's up to personal preference, too, but... It's also, like, so easy.
As long as I don't go in this door up here, we're fine.
Yeah. So, hooray. So easy.
I should be getting into fights through here. There's Miss.
And you turned off the...
Yeah, I turned it off.
Okay. Ah, there we go. Maybe it was one of those things where they took the encounters away from a certain part.
Oh. This is even an encounter I don't even need.
Yeah, and you see, this is one of those things. It's like, the game will do a thing where the random encounters don't work in your favor because you're looking for a specific thing. It's the chocobo, it's finding the not the gold chocobos, the wonderful chocobos all over again. It's like an extra frustration that doesn't really need to exist.
Yeah.
Because as we found out a few episodes ago,
and they have both
we
of those
kept
already.
fighting over and over, and then I think what happened was you ended up getting the Mushura or something else the next fight after we stopped recording.
Yeah.
This is like
Gallo was the holdout. He didn't get Mashura while we were recording. And then as soon as we stopped recording, I got into one more fight and he learned it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's new. A Luru.
That looks like a monster.
That is kind of like the aliens, if you notice.
Yeah, that definitely looks xenomorphish. Ew.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stick them all on auto and see who learns it first.
Yeah. That would be Noah.
Yep,
That was quick.
that was quick.
And also, I think there's something to be said about personal preference and personal experience. Because as I said, I took the Legend of Mana example because that game was heavy in the backtracking in some segments. There was this tower which was you go up and you go up and then you go up and you fall down a pit, then you go up again and you do it. So you can see where that would, if you have to keep fighting the same 4 or 5 fights over and over, it's adding to the time commitment.
Yeah.
When I did it for the remaster, when it had the button press, it said, okay, this episode that I was doing for the entire tower now just took 20 minutes. Something that would have taken an hour. Because I've timed it, or I've watched somebody else stream it without, that button. So it's like, man. So, it's more to do with ease of use. Because the old experiences are old because they're old, not because they were sacred. Because as much as I love some of these old games, they're not perfect.
No.
I mean,
They're not
I
supposed
liked
to be either.
No, and I liked Xenoblade 2, but grinding for every single gacha girl or gacha guy, not really fun. So it took me 100 some hours to get the one I was looking for because of their stupid system, Would I have preferred it to be like, no, we're not going to give you the stupid normal blades all the time. We're going to just force, okay, very, very low odds. Instead of just, they could have done it where, okay, you failed. Oh, there you go. Rather than go through the animation of doing every single thing over and over, And again, that system is more modernized, but you can see how much time you would save rather than having to go through the rigmarole of doing it. Again, there's also the, well, you should earn for what you're doing. It feels more when you've actually earned something. Yeah, but it's also more frustrating because it becomes a job. We're not doing this because it's a job. So why would I want something that I'm trying to do for fun to not be enjoyable? No.
Ooh. Wait a minute, she didn't have Freed?
She does now.
I thought she had it already. Because I remember the other two learned it down in the fire cavern.
Yeah.
After it got frozen over.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's also an indication of, it's the same thing as, like, difficulty. Like, say, for instance, Kingdom Hearts. You're probably so much better at it than I am that you would play it on a proud mode or in normal mode. I kind of suck with it, even though I understand the system. I played it on beginner. And I'm like...
Wait a minute, Vaughn doesn't have freed either.
Doesn't?
No.
But at the same time, I could probably play Persona on maybe a merciless difficulty if I truly, truly wanted to. But that would shortchange me on all of the social link stuff, which I feel is more important to me than
hang on just a minute.
I'm doing fights.
I told this fucker not to call me.
We're doing it live. So while Lee takes care of whatever's going there, I'll finish my point. Everyone has a personal preference to what they want a game to be. To me, I think a game should be not random encounters, it should be on-field encounters. Unless you have on-field encounters which you can produce, if you're going to do a random encounter system, giving us an option like this, whether it was through a Game Shark or not, should be the standard. Bravely Default has made that an option for good. Any game after that point has no excuse. Any game made before then, well, we've had randomizers that basically say, we've turned randomizers into boss hunts, and we've changed the experience system to facilitate, okay, now you're getting experience to fight said bosses and not have to worry about said things. So you can see where I'm more used to, even before randomizers, I was driven nuts by random encounters because I've played Final Fantasy IV all the time. I've played Final Fantasy VI all the time. I've replayed Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VIII. I used the no random encounters buff because I didn't need to use the encounter none, but whenever I had the no encounters on in Final Fantasy VIII, I ran towards Diablos every single playthrough, encounter half, encounter none, because I had the option to not frustrate myself. And Lee is back, yay.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yay. Boo for stupid phone calls.
So this should be up here. And this should be like this. Okay.
So that Alluru is a heal, isn't it?
Huh?
The Alluru is a heal, isn't it? You said that those were...
No. Actually, Alluru is the only holy that's not a heal.
Ooh, it looks very painful. Yes. That's a lot of MP.
Oh yeah, wait until you see this thing.
Oh dear.
Okay, so... Vigoro... Gordy and Nova. Okay, so Noah should have... Noah got Alluru, and then she got freed. None of them have freed either. So, I guess what I'm going to have to do... He's the only one who's got Kamaro right after Mashura.
And is Kamaro something you can fight in here, or was it...
I'm not sure if you can fight it in here. I'm hoping you can somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I don't have to go all the way back to the beginning to see if I can find Kamaro in here. But, from what I'm seeing so far, I'm on a level that's got Freed, Alluru, and Mashura on it. So they all need Freed and Alluru.
Yeah, and that might be something we can find off screen before a boss or something.
We're only at 20 minutes right now.
Yeah, and see, this is what no random encounters can help us do. We can actually think through these things now. No, there's Freed.
Yeah, like I can go ahead and...
Yeah, because it's just like a button click. It doesn't change anything, really. It's like me turning off random encounters in Final Fantasy games. And again, while you were taking a phone call, I was explaining that really the options that we had back then were very limited. We had the Moogle Charm in 6, which was late game. You had Diablos, which would learn Encounter None, which was basically my foil, like, every single time. I wouldn't even go for Mug. I'd just go for Encounter None, like, immediately. And I'd be like, well, fuck you, game. I'm done. I remember... Oh, God, this was going back a year or 2 years now. When I played Final Fantasy X-2, I got a no random encounters thing, like, on Act 2, not even, like, Act 3 or 4. And I'm like, yep, that's the game now. Bye. So yeah, everybody has a different tendency for what they'll put up with.
Yeah.
I don't like putting up with stupid extra ancillary bullshit.
I don't like doing the random fights if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, if there's something I'm specifically looking for in Legend of Legaia, I'll do the fights up to a point. But...
Yeah, looks like, I think Gala needs Zaluru now.
Gala needs both Aluru and Freed.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's why I keep sicking her on the ones that they already have, because she's already got them.
Oops.
Fun! You two boys are being such blockheads.
I think he's a bit strong.
Fun's being a bad boy. So is Gala.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at this, she's got 2 spells they don't have. He's got 1 spell nobody has got.
Yeah. He's got the murder bunny.
If you want to call it a murder bunny.
It looked like a bunny skeleton thing, but I'm not even sure if that was accurate.
It's really not.
Oh, there's Freed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we get the stabbing, get the stabbing, get the stabbing. Ha ha ha. I can run. Oh shit, this is hard. There he goes.
Blockhead learned one of them.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm trying to think how the schedule is going to work. Because this is, I think, the second episode we've done today. I don't really have a plan other than doing laundry. Because laundry sucks, but it's got to be done.
Yeah.
But that's only going to take me like 2 hours later in the day. Did order ooh, nifty. I did order... No, I did not order an ooh nifty. That sounds like an ice cream bar. I ordered a ticket to go see John Wick 4. That'll be Tuesday. And yes, because that movie is 3 hours long, because movies don't value our time anymore. So maybe we'll do more recording on Thursday if possible. But hey, I haven't gone to see him. Hey, looky! It's a sequel to Ooh Nifty. It's Oh Looky!
Yay, everybody has Freed now.
Nice!
And now 2 of the 3 have Aluru.
Well, that's it. Yeah, okay, so the Camaro is the last thing, it looks like.
And we're still trying to find Gola Gola.
Oh, yeah.
Which I might actually have to go downstairs to get. Which really sucks. Oh, that's the upstairs one. This goes back downstairs, and then I have to find the one that goes downstairs from that.
I remember...
which will be this way, I think.
I remember taking... because I've said before, I'm legally blind. About 15 years ago, when I moved out of my parents' home into downtown or uptown Minneapolis, I was staying in a like a training center sort of thing called Blind Incorporated, and I remember distinctly we were doing what was travel, so you learn how to use a cane and whatever if you lose all of your sight. How do you handle walking around streets and all that other stuff, and one is like walking indoors. I distinctly remember we were going to Target, and I've been to this Target hundreds of thousands of times since then. They have the escalators in front of the store, and it seems innocuous, an escalator. How hard can that be? Well, I'm not used to trying to walk on the escalators because I can't see them. So I thought they were the scariest fucking thing I've ever felt. He's like, why is it going so fast? I can't go. I don't want to go. And I bet the people walking next to me was like, dude, just walk on the damn thing. It's not going to bite. So it took me like a good 45 seconds to a minute to get over the fear of wanting to step on an escalator.
Oh, yeah. If you can't see, escalators are terrifying.
Yeah. Because, yeah, wrong move and you're going to tumble. But.
Yeah. And something you get caught on it at the bottom.
Yeah.
Escalators can be nightmares.
Yeah. Has a horror movie ever done an escalator eating people as a kill?
I think so.
I would have to imagine they've done that.
Horror movies have done everything. In fact, the storyteller I was telling you about on YouTube actually told the story that inspired the horror movie Candyman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that movie. I don't think I really want to rewatch it. I have not seen the remake.
That movie, the original was like... See, that's Gola Gola.
There he is.
That's a Gola Gola. I told you about that thing. It's a fire snake kind of thing.
Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly. Damn.
And she didn't learn it.
Damn.
And he didn't learn that either, motherfucker.
Damn it. Damn it, Fawn, stop making us look bad.
Is all the blue hair affecting your brain?
I mean, I don't know what it is about blue hair and silent protagonists, but it is a thing. We have Surge from Chrono Cross, we have Ryu from Breath of Fire, we have Vaughn from this, and we have Minato from Persona 3. I'm not saying there's a correlation because Adol has red hair and Link is blonde as hell, but I don't know. Maybe it's because blue hair is a weird striking feature. I told you about dyeing my hair blue once, right?
I think you did.
For those I may not have told, I used to have this... I'm pretty much bald now because I shave it down, but when I was used to be able to grow hair, it would just grow up and out, like an afro, like a curly-ass afro. Kind of like red-orangish. And I watched, I think it was the South Park movie, which tells you how far back this goes. For whatever reason, either the week before that or the week after it, I was just like, hey, I want to dye my hair blue. I thought it'd be kind of funny. Like, maybe I saw it in a video game or something. I'm like, it's not a natural hair color. It's really dumb, but I'm going to do it anyway. Lo and behold, I have blue hair for good 2 weeks, and it's just fine. But then my normal hair color starts to go, and the blue starts to fade, and it turns light green. So it was really weird for the next week and a half. But then there was another time when I dyed my hair completely black, but I also dyed my eyebrows completely black too, and I looked at the retro numbers, and I'm like, nah, that's not what I was going for. I shouldn't have done this. Let professionals do that sort of stuff for you. Because they can tell you what not to do.
You dyed your hair black?
Yeah.
I just can't see you with black hair.
I did it once for a convention, but I did it again later, but I did it terrible. Because the first time I had it, it was for a convention, and I had a person at a salon do it. I was doing, I think his name's Daisuke Jigen. He was the secondary character from Lupin the Third. Just this like curmudgeonly thief dude with black hair and hat and shit. So I went full black hair, and I tried to keep it down with the hat. So I got noticed a couple of times, which is neat. But yeah, which is still funny because that hair is still on my ID for my apartment code. But yeah, my natural hair color is more like Safer from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, I kind of figured
is a lot more. Yeah, a lot more orange. His is a lot more orange. I was a little bit darker red. But yeah, typical ginger hair. But now it's all.
You forget. I've seen pictures of you with some hair.
Yeah, it might have been like, I remember my graduation photo. I still had lots of hair, and I would show off the red because I had beards and stuff at the time too. But now that now that I grow hair again, it won't grow because of patches. Like, it'll try to grow a little bit, and then like, unless I slick it back, like I try to grow it for like 2 or 3 months, it's like, nah, it doesn't want to grow like a full head anymore. It's just life has said nope. So I go with the approach that why fight a thing that's there? It's probably way more costly to try and replace hair that's not there than saying, fuck this. It's actually way easier to maintain too. But yeah, anytime I try to grow a beard or whatever, I have the same problem. Like, most of my hair is just basically white at this point. Hooray! I'm gonna be Old Snake someday. I'm gonna grow like that weird mustache from Metal Gear Solid 4. I'd be like, I don't care. But I'm not gonna show my mom, because last time I tried to grow a mustache, she was like, no. But then again, that was also me trying. I forget if I was trying to be bald with a mustache or growing my hair with a mustache. Because I think if it was short enough, it would still work. But I don't know if mustaches and ginger hair are the best combination. I think you have to either be a blonde person or have the darker brown towards black for it to work. Or completely white. But again, that's just weird, like, fashion preferences. Everybody's got fashion preferences. I'm a symmetrical sounding guy. I like everything to look and feel the same colors and do the same things and look nifty. Some people are avant-garde and like to do crazy, cool shit that nobody would expect.
Barca tried to convince me once that I should dye my hair pink.
I mean,
I said no.
One of my friends has pink, or did have, like, she would do I think she would do the pink streaks. I don't know if she went full pink at the time, but I think pink hair is interesting.
I don't have anything against it. I just don't think I'd look good with it.
I remember a funny story. A guy was, this was WWE, the wrestling company, and they were calling a dude up from their developmental system to put him on mainstream TV, the Raw and the SmackDowns. Their idea was, okay, we'll shave your head and you will be kind of like a twin brother, you know, that kind of thing. So instead of like doing computer technology to check, damn it, still not learning it. Instead of doing computer technology or thinking about what a person would look like with a shaved head, they said shave your head. Like, okay. Well, there goes whatever, and he could have been a super long-haired dude. That could have taken like years to grow.
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks. Because you're supposed to do that stuff. You're supposed to throw away people's hair in like a hair versus hair match or something, or mask matches, you know, get stuff for money. Nope. They just said, lop it off, go away. I'm like, damn it.
Okay, so do you want to go ahead and just call this one here?
Yeah, are we gonna spend time getting more of the stuff off screen, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So, as we've seen, random encounters, turning them off is a beneficial thing, but the game is still trying to work against us. So we'll try to get some of that stuff off camera, and we'll be back to potentially fight Dohati next time.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.